Hi, welcome to my blog. My name's Tom Shue, and today we're going to do some portrait retouching. Here you see an image of a nice young lady that we did a workshop with on lighting, and as you can see, she has a little bit of shine to her face, and every model, when you look at them up close, no matter how beautiful they are, we're all just humans, and the skin itself sometimes needs a little bit of help. Okay, so you can put a blur on it, and you can hide things with the patch tool and the eyedropper tool, and you can do that. And there's a lot of brushes you can use inside of Lightroom. Like I've created some softening brushes and some line reducing brushes. However, there's a plugin that I really like to use, and it's made by Imagenomic. It's called Portraiture 2, and I'm going to show you how that works today. So we're going to hit Control E, and we're going to open this image up inside Photoshop. Okay, the image is now open inside Photoshop. This happens to be CS6, and what we'll do is we'll duplicate this layer just so that we have a safety net in case something goes wrong. So we'll hit Control J, and that will duplicate the layer. Then we'll go over here to Filter, and we'll go down to Imagenomic, and we'll click on Portraiture. Okay, it's opened up inside of Portraiture, and this dialogue's a little bit bigger than my recording screen, so I'll just drop it down and show you a little bit. There's where you can save presets, let you set up how you want to preview. We're doing side by side. We're set up for fast previewing. This is where you would save it. This is your output. We can save the output to a current layer. We can put it to a new layer or a new document. We can create a transparency mask. That's what I like to do. Okay, and let's move this up again so you can see all the controls. Basically what this program does is it softens the skin, but it masks off the eyes and the hair and all this dark area that's not skin. This program can auto detect the size. So I'll basically show you, if you drop down this box, you'll have the default settings, and then you can select normal, and it gives you a little description where smoothing medium or smoothing high or enhanced glamour. There's a whole bunch of things you can do here. In looking at the image, if we zoom it up a little bit, let's look at it, say at maybe 50%. You can see that on the default, it's really cleaned up the skin quite well. And you notice that it's not applied to the eyes. The lines underneath the eyes are a little bit cleaned up. The cheeks, there's a little bit here on the cheeks, but that's okay. It's really smooth here. Let's look at the nose. A lot of these little imperfections on the nose have been really knocked down. So, I kind of like this one, but let's go ahead and go to normal, and we'll look at the effect that this has. Okay, now it's looking pretty good. And since we're going to save it to a transparency, we can erase what we don't like. Okay, we'll see how it's not applied to the hair. As you can see, the hair is intact. Everything is sharp on the hair. And it's applied a little bit around this eyelash area, so we can erase this stuff. The eyes are nice and clean. So we'll just go ahead and stick with this. You can change how the sharpness looks and stuff like this, and you can use a mask. There's a lot of features that I don't know or use inside this plugin, but the canned skin softening under detail on default and normal are really, really great. So we'll go ahead and click OK, and we'll open it back up in Photoshop. Okay, so now we're back in just standard Photoshop, and I'll zoom in. We'll hit the Z key, and that'll let us zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to hide this layer, and we're just going to look at this mask that it created. You can see that it did soften this makeup a little bit, and it did soften the edges around the hair, and it did soften a little bit of the hair, and it did soften the ears, and it softened the hands as well. So what we'll do is we'll go in and erase where we don't want this mask to live. So what you can do is you can just grab the eraser tool, okay, and if you hold down the Control and Alt key, you can slide it left or right and resize the brush, and up and down will give you your hardness or your feathering. Okay, so we're at 100% flow, and we'll come in and we'll make sure we're on that layer, and we'll just erase the softening that's applied to this hand. So I know that I don't want her hand to be softened. Now this is completely destructive to the mask, you know, this layer. It is taking it away, and you can undo it by hitting Control Z, but this is destructive. Okay, I just want to let you know right off the bat. So we don't need any sharpening or smoothing applied to the hair either. So we'll just take all this off, and what I'll do is I'll open up the layer, and we'll do the rest actually on the portrait itself, looking through this mask. Okay, so this looks pretty good. So we're gonna turn this back on, and you can see what her skin looked like before and after. Let's zoom in again. We're at 25%. This is a really large file. You can see that it did a great job on cleaning up the skin. So let's turn it off, and you can see that this is what her skin looks like. And again, everyone's skin looks like this. You know, and this is pretty standard practice. And one thing is standard practice to smoothen the skin. And if you're not happy with the amount of smoothing that's been taking place, you can bring down the opacity on that layer and let some of that skin texture come back through. The whole idea is to maintain texture in the skin, but clean it up so it's smooth. And I'm not going to retouch this whole image. I just wanted to smoothen the skin some. You know, we can get rid of these shiny spots here on the nose and the shiny spots here. We can do that, but let's go in here and clean up more of this mask. So I'm going to take it off of this makeup here. I'm going to take it off of anywhere that it could be on the eye, which is around this edge. Okay, I don't mind it not being smoothened here. So again, we're erasing this. Okay, and then I'm going to take it off the ear, because I know that's going to be going through the hair there. So that's going to be taken off, and we're going to take it off over here. You know, and these are, you know, these little details are to taste. So I'm going to come down into this hairline, and I'm going to bring this back so that it doesn't look so see, I'm letting that feather, it doesn't look so softened through this hairline. And I'm letting the feathering of my brush, you see how it's so soft? I'm just keeping it so that edge, I can know where the edge is, it's really soft. So I'm just letting that edge, the soft edge, fall right into that hairline where the hair transitions to the skin. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open this up, and we'll see that there's a little bit more here. We'll get rid of it there. We'll get rid of it there. We'll get rid of it there. And we're going to go on this hairline edge here and clean that all up. And we'll go around the eyebrows. Okay, so that's pretty good. So let's turn this back on, because I don't want to hurt these lashes. So I'll come in here and I'll clean these lashes up, and we'll make the brush smaller to work in here. Okay, again, going just around the edges, and we'll clean these up. I don't want the hair to be softened. Okay, and maybe we'll clean up just a little bit around this eye over here, a little bit on these eyelashes. So for skin softening, I recommend you use this plugin, and I'm going to take it off the teeth also. I don't want any softening on the teeth. So we can turn off the mask and on the mask. You can see that there's a dramatic difference in the skin softening with this plugin. So that's going to do it for today. I hope that you learned something. And this is a plugin that I use to help me speed up my workflow. So to save this image, I'll hit Control S for save, and see it says saving 97%. So if I close down Photoshop, it'll be right back in Lightroom where we were, and it's as a TIFF. I have it set up as a TIFF. You can set up as a PSD, and there's the original file, and here's the edited TIFF. Now it's in my catalog, and it's ready to be handed off into emails or web or resized for printing, whatever we're ready to do after we clean up some of the shine on the face, like here on the nose. So my name's Tom Shue. Thanks for visiting my blog today, and until next time, we'll see you soon.